Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. I've got Spurs fan Dave with me. Dave, West Ham United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. What on earth's happening, Dave? Why does this keep happening to us?
Well, the first half was just a mirror image of games we've actually already seen before this last few games. I mean, it was dreadful. It was just like walking through treacle. It really was, and keep back passing, and the mistakes started early again. You know, with that goal after 4 minutes, what on earth? One person was leaving it to the other again, and there he was. He couldn't believe his luck, Antonio, could he? So 1-0 up, and then of course we got it all to do, but we didn't get going to the second half. The first half was just dismal. It was just absolute dismal, the way we were just passing it around aimlessly. And I mean, Lamela had a run, and Harry had a shot over. We had a couple of decent half chances, but not what you expect. And you know, and of course the sucker punch straight after half time again. So it was
Dave, a comment here from Shepherd saying, Dave's where my 4-2.
Yeah.
You predicted 4-2 before the game. Now, of course, Tottenham got off to a dreadful start. After 5 minutes, as you say, Antonio put the ball in the net. Why on earth, Dyer, Tanganga, Lloris, why on earth is one of them not dealing with it?
Yeah, exactly. Why? And that is it. Everyone was seen to be leaving it for everybody else. Dyer was leaving it for Lloris, and Lloris was leaving it for Dyer. So we've been there before, haven't we? But I mean, where's the coaching? I mean, why aren't we at it from the first whistle? We got caught cold at the beginning of the half, and we got for both halves caught cold. I mean, we nearly got away with an offside, but I mean, we had enough chances. Saying where's my 4-2? There was enough chances in that second half to have scored for, because Harry Kane just was whiskers away. We hit the post, and we also hit the crossbar with that shot. It just wasn't going in. But no, there's something.
Dave, I must admit, what worried me, it took us to the 43rd minute to get our first shot on target through Eric Lamela. Then in stoppage time, Harry Kane forced a save from Fabianski. Half time 1-0, and then you expect. Gareth Bale and Matt Doherty then come on for Eric Lamela and Tanganga, and then you expect that second half for us to start very well. You know, to get back into the game, and then in the 47th minute, 2 minutes into the second half, Lingard 2-0, and then you think, here we go again. Now, Dave, we have now lost 5 games, 5 Premier League games now. This form cannot continue, can it?
No, it can't continue. And I think he's tried so many different pairings. He doesn't know what his best team is. I just don't. You know, someone's put there, should we play Joe Hart in goal? Well, I don't think he could do any worse. I think Hugo's confidence is very low at the moment, if you ask me, because he made a mistake right at the end of that half. If you recall, we nearly got another one. Or they nearly got another one with that mistake. So his confidence is shot, I think, and I think we need to perhaps put Joe in against Burnley, or I mean, he's going to play against in the week, I suppose, and he'll to play him against Burnley, because I think confidence is very, very low, and obviously you've mentioned about the dressing room, but I just think it isn't a happy dressing room at the moment, because there's probably loads of inquests going on. But
do you know, Dave, there are a lot of Tottenham fans, and there will be a lot of Tottenham fans again, you know, later on today, saying about Jose Mourinho being sacked or not. You know, I'm going to say it again on another video. I don't have an opinion on this right now, and the same as a comment on screen. You know, they think that he'll be sacked. I'm not sure whether he'll be sacked. I'm not sure whether it's the right decision to sack Jose Mourinho. But Premier League football, of course, is a results-led business. And when you're losing 5 games in 6 in the Premier League, it's simply not good enough. Pochettino got sacked for a lot less than this poor form that we're in right now. You know, for you, Why is this happening? Is it the manager's fault? Is it the players' fault? I know some people are blaming the board. You know, for you, where are you putting the blame, and how do Tottenham, more importantly, turn this around?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, really. I think Mourinho has, you know, he tried his, you know, low block or whatever he calls it, and all the rest of it. And it wasn't work. You know, we got results at first, and then it stopped working after that Liverpool result up there. And I think that perhaps the players did buy into it for a little while, and then they're not buying into it, and we just seem to be making individual errors. But the thing is, individual errors seem to be, you know, across the back four. You know, every one of those centre backs has been making errors. So yes, it's coaching. He's coaching, and you know, we just need a lift. You know, we need something. I mean, Gareth Bale came on and he gave everyone a lift, and we were all saying we should have started. And I thought the second half performance was a lot better, and probably deserved a draw, I thought, at the end. But you know, we hit the bar at the post, and I know it was about 14 or 20, probably went up to about 20 chances, but they weren't clinical enough. They weren't on the money. So, you know, is that training ground stuff? Is that training ground stuff, or is that something deeper? I mean, we can't have fallen off. We've just fallen off a cliff, and yeah, I mean, you know what? You get rid of the manager, but I think if we win a cup or a couple of cups, then obviously they're saying everything is rosy. We're in the Champions League, we win the Europa League, but we're way off that at the moment.
Dave, sorry to interrupt, but you say about the cups. Now, the Premier League is very, very important. It's very important that we finish in that top four place, or even in a Europa League place. You know, if Champions League wasn't doable. But when we're playing week in, week out, we cannot keep losing these games. I know all of us Tottenham fans are pinning our hopes on winning the League Cup, which, of course, the final is on the 25th of April. That's still a couple of months away. And then the Europa League final, if we get there, which, of course, there are quite a few decent teams, including Leicester City, Arsenal in there as well. You know, there's a long way to go in that competition, and we cannot keep losing league games like this.
No, obviously. I mean, I think what Mourinho's hoping will play our way out of trouble, but I think he's got to play. He's got to make wholesale changes. I mean, you know, there's 4 or 5 players he keeps, but he's playing on Dombele too deep for my liking. He's playing him way too deep. He should be up front, creating chances, not that deep where he's just picking up the ball from the goalkeeper. You know, if there isn't enough chances being created, there wasn't anything until Gareth Bale came on today. And Gareth turned the game. I think he had a marvellous game, really. He was really almost back to his best, I thought. But a little bit of luck, he'd have had a goal. So, you know, and Moore obviously popped up with that one. But, I mean, our shooting was woeful. Why would they keep shooting over the bar from decent positions? What you should be doing is firing into the box and getting a ricochet or something. That's what other teams do. They don't keep firing over the box. Over the bar. I just thought our tactics were wrong there. I really did.
David, just want to get your thoughts on Jose Mourinho, because, of course, lots of fans are talking about Jose Mourinho being a manager. Now, 14 months ago, back in November 2019, both of us were in the London Stadium. Of course, it was his first game in charge. It finished that day, West Ham United 2, Spurs 3. We hadn't won an away game in 10 months. What have you made of Jose Mourinho's time at Spurs so far, and do you think that Jose Mourinho will be Tottenham Hotspur manager next season?
Well, only if he wins these. I think if he wins the League Cup and the Europa League, then I think he will be. But I think if we finish outside the top spots, and we perhaps only win one of them cups, or we only win the League Cups, perhaps. You know, he won't be, because I think, as you've rightly said, top 4 Champions League football at Tottenham is be all and end all. We've got that fantastic new stadium, and that needs to be filled. And I just, you know, people watching that aren't going to be enthralled. And whether, see, I think Mourinho is too stubborn. I think this way of playing that he's played recently, I just don't think it's working, and that's why we're not getting the results. But I don't think he can change. I really don't. I mean, it might be all right for a cup final, for a one-off game, but for a league season, it's not. We haven't got the players to perform what he wants to do. So the answer to your question, yeah. I mean, if we win the Europa League and the League Cup, yes, he'll be there. If we win the League Cup and we finish 8th or 9th, then I don't think he will be there, because I think they want Champions League football. They'll probably be looking into Europe for a replacement. I really do, because, you know, it's players who need to change as well. It's not just the manager. I think we've got we bought 7 players in the summer, but I think only about 2 or 3 of them have come off, really. We've Gareth Bale is playing himself in the form, but I mean, Ali, would he get 15 minutes? He looked lively in the week, and then he didn't start. So I think you've got to try and, you know, get the best out of those sort of players as well. I mean, they can turn a game, but there wasn't any life. There wasn't any life until Gareth came on and made things happen. So yeah, I mean, whether somebody else can get a tune out of some of these players who aren't playing well, I don't know. But how you can have so many players out of form at the same time, it beats me. It really does.
Dave, it's going to be a huge week again for Tottenham this coming week, because we've got Wolfsburger on Wednesday in the second leg of Tottenham Stadium in the Europa League, and then next Sunday in the Premier League, Burnley at home. Burnley at home game feel like a huge game. You know, Burnley at home, and now we're saying it is a must-win again.
Well, all these games are a must-win, you know, but we're not winning them. It's the Wolfsburger. He'll play Hart in goal, presumably. He'll play Vinicius. But I mean, someone's saying about giving Hugo a rest, and perhaps he does. Perhaps he does need a rest. I think you've got to look at. He doesn't trust Doherty, does he? Because he played Tanganga, then he got a ball in the private parts, as they say, and he had to come off, but he was doing all right. But Doherty, we haven't seen the best of him yet. So he's got a massive squad there to cull, really, and who wants our players, you know? So Mourinho keeps saying, "Oh, we're the league table at the end of the season," but he's going to be running out of games at this rate. It really is. So the board must be worried, as you say, Chris. But it's all on the Wolfsburger game should be a formality in the week, 4-1 up at home. So, you know, that should be a gimme. And then you've got on the Burnley game, then, haven't you? You've got Villa away, I think. Or was it Fulham? I think they've got another.
In the Premier League, we've got Burnley, Fulham, then Crystal Palace, then Arsenal away, and then Aston Villa away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all tricky, aren't they? I mean, it's not an easy game in there, really, now, because we've lost 5 out of 6, so we've only beaten West Bromwich. It's worrying times all round, and I think if anyone did have the answer, they'd be there.
Worrying times indeed, Dave. Dave, thank you very much for your time today, and let's hope that Tottenham can turn it around next week and get a couple of wins, because we certainly do need them right now. Dave, thank you very much for coming, you Spurs.
Come on, Spurs. Up the Spurs.